In this lecture, we will learn about adaptive control system. We will see what are the different types of adaptive control system and their basic block diagrams. The adaptive control system. So in this method, the controller parameters are adjusted automatically to compensate or adjust to the varying process condition. So here there is a real-time monitoring of the process conditions and the control parameters are changed to obtain the ideal output characteristics. That is, the control system changes its parameters to adapt to the prevailing conditions so as we get the ideal or the required output. It utilizes a microprocessor which to enable this control mode in which where the control parameters are adapted to the pertaining circumstances or the real-time circumstances so as to obtain the final output or the required output. So an adaptive control system is required when there is a fluctuating ambient conditions. For example, consider the case of a drilling of a hole on a metal plate of thickness T. So before starting the operation, we set the feed rate and speed rate of the drill bit to exert enough force to cut through the metal or to drill the hole through the metal piece. When the drill bit is rotating, the metal piece exerts a resistance force to the drill bit. So in the beginning, due to the full thickness of the metal piece, this resistance force will be maximum. And as the operation or the drilling continues, the thickness of the metal in the hole reduces and the resistance force offered by the metal piece to the drill bit also reduces. This reduction in the resistance force is gradual and continuous, which means that as the thickness keep on reducing, this resistance force also reduces. So if we are not taking into account of this reduction in the resistance force, the output characteristics, say for example the surface roughness of the inside surface of the hole, it will be continuously varying throughout the operation. And obviously it is desirable to have the same surface roughness throughout the entire surface of the inner surface of the hole. So a continuous monitoring of the resistance force is required and it should be the parameters of the drilling, that is the speed rate and the speed rate should be changed so as to obtain a constant surface roughness. So this is how an adaptive control system works. It monitors the changing ambient conditions and varies the control parameters so as to obtain the same output parameter or the output characteristic. So different types of microprocessors, sensors and transducers are used to for the real-time monitoring of these ambient conditions. So for an adaptive control system, there are three stages of operation. The first one, the operation begins with some preset input parameters based on the assumed conditions of the ambience. Now the set required performance is compared with the actual system performance at the beginning of the operation. Now the control system mode, the parameters are automatically changed so as to reduce the difference between this required performance and the actual system performance. So in the case of the drilling of the hole, the operation begins with a set speed rate and feed rate, and after the initial steps, the surface roughness is measured and it is compared with the required or the desired surface roughness, and the parameters are adjusted so as the difference between this desired value and the actual value are kept to the minimum. And this monitoring is continuous and will only be stopped after the process is over. So the commonly used form of adaptive controls are the gain scheduled control, self-tuning, and finally the model reference adaptive system. So in the next slides, we will learn about these three types of adaptive control system in detail. So the first one is the gain scheduled control. The figure shows a representation of this method of the control. So it is also known as a pre-programmed adaptive control. So This is because in this method there is preset changes in the parameters of the control based on the monitoring variable. That is, some of the variables are constantly monitored, and depending on the values of this variable, the parameters of the control are changed, and this change is already programmed or preset. So the gain scheduled control systems are often designed by choosing a small set of operating points and designing a suitable linear controller for each point. That is, the monitored variable, the values of the monitored variables are grouped into small sets, and for each set of the value of the variable, a suitable linear controller or a control response is assigned. So once the value of the variable, the monitoring variable, changes from one set to another set, the controller also changes its response. That is, in operation, the system switches between the controllers according to the current value of the monitoring variable or the scheduled variable. Now, the gain scheduling is most suitable when the variation between the variables are very slow. For example, the ambient temperature of a chemical reaction or the speed of an cruising aircraft. In the case of an aircraft, different controls are assigned based on the altitude of the flight as well as the Mach number. So, for a given set of Mach number as well as the altitude, a particular control is assigned, that is already pre-programmed. So the figure shows this gain scheduled control mechanism. Here, based on the input points, the controller operates and the process occurs, and based on the value of the monitored variable or the desired output variable, here the parameter adjustment is made. That is, the gain is changed, or that is the adjustment mechanism, and based on this gain, new control parameters are given and the cycle continues. So the gain scheduling is most challenging when the scheduling variables depends on the fast varying state of the system. Now in this mechanism, the only change is made in the gain. So what is gain? So gain is the defines the strength of the controller response. So instead of changing the input parameters directly, the gain is changed with relation to the difference between the input and output signal, or the deviation between the actual and desired response. Another example is the control of the positioning of a load. So in this case, a table or a set of load values are loaded into the processing memory or the computer memory, and a load cell, which is a sensor, is used to measure the actual load. So depending on this actual load, the controller is operated, or the gain is changed and the controller is operated. So the advantages of a gain control system is that the changes in the parameter or the control parameters can be operated more quickly when the influencing conditions changed or the ambient conditions change. This is because of the less processing time, as only the gain is changed, the changes can be implemented more fastly. One of the disadvantages is that the control parameters for different set of operation conditions has to be determined before, and more the number of set of operation conditions, much better will be the operation of the controller. The second one is the self-tuning. So in this system, the system itself continuously times its own parameters. That is, it checks the output variable and varies the input parameters to obtain the ideal output. So in control theory, a self-tuning system is capable of optimizing its own internal running parameters in order to maximize the or minimize the objective function. In industrial engineering, we know about objective functions, which has either to be maximized or minimized to obtain the maximum profit or minimum loss. Similarly, in this case also, here as you can see in the diagram, the adaptive estimator receives the input signal to the system as well as the output signal from the system or the process. So based on the difference between actual output as well as the required output, the adaptive estimator changes the input variables or manipulate the input variables so as to obtain the ideal output or to reduce this difference between the ideal output. So in short, based on the readings from the system, that is the inputs to the system and the output from the system, the adaptive estimator tries to maximize or minimize the objective function by varying the input variables. As a result, it is also known as auto tuning, as the system itself tunes it to obtain the required output. When the operator initiates the process or when the process starts, the controller injects a small disturbance or a small input into the system and measures the output response. And this response is compared with the desired response, and the control parameters are fine-tuned in the using the adaptive estimator to bring the actual response close to the initial response or the desired response. So in this way, the desired response is obtained by manipulating the input variables using the adaptive estimator. So the final one in the adaptive control system is the model reference adaptive system. So in this system, an accurate model of the system or an accurate model of the process is used. So whichever the process we are planning to carry out, an accurate model of this process is maintained. Now the input value or the set value is given to both the actual system as well as the model. So from this actual system as well as the model, we get two outputs, and these two outputs are compared to get a difference. The difference between the two outputs are fed to the adjustment mechanism, which manipulates the control parameters to minimize this difference. So this is shown in the figure where the input is given to the system, actual system, as well as the reference model, and from the system as well as the reference model, two outputs are obtained, ym and yp. These two outputs are compared to give a difference, to get a difference which is fed to the adjustment mechanism. The adjustment mechanism processes this difference and manipulates the control parameters, and the cycle repeats to obtain the difference to be minimum, or the control parameters are manipulated to minimize the difference between the two outputs. So the components of an MRAC, the model reference adaptive control, are the reference model, which is used to give an idyllic response of the adaptive system, or it gives an ideal output value to the any input signal. The second one is the controller. It is usually described by a set of adjustable parameters which are operated by the adjustment mechanism. And finally, the adjustment mechanism. So this component is used to alter the parameter so that the difference between the actual output and the desired output from the model is reduced. So mathematical approaches like MIT rule, Lyapunov theory, and the theory of augmented errors can be used to develop the adjustment mechanism. So these are the three different types of adaptive systems, and the adaptive control is very much used in automation processes where real-time monitoring of the actual process is required.